Hey folks, we're here with Guillermo, who's a realtor in the South Florida area. And in full disclosure, we never say somebody's last name or do that because quite honestly they get hounded by a million phone calls and questions. And the purpose of our call today, we're doing this as a Google Plus Hangout, and I'll explain why. But it's really a strategy session to help Guillermo, who's been a HiTech Video Pro member for what, Guillermo? Probably coming up on a year, right?
Probably, yeah, about a year.
And really hasn't used it to anywhere near the full extent of the power that is available. And what we want to do today is actually do a Google Plus Hangout, show him some of the things that he could be doing that would have a massive impact on his business. And so, you know, we look at this as a cute little video program, and it's like, yeah, cool, I don't have time for videos. And the reality of it is, until you understand the full power of what can happen with this and why it works the way it does and how you should be implementing it, most people won't harness the power of what they have at their hands. So what we want to do is do a strategy session. So what I'd like to do, Guillermo, is up on the screen I've got a picture of a screenshot from the 2013 Google and NAR home buyer and seller survey. Mm-hmm. And what they found is that 100% of buyers use the internet to search. Now they're looking for properties, real estate agents, you know, FAQs, things like that. Mm-hmm. But 100% of buyers now use the internet. So for us, Paul and I are always looking at, and something we're going to create is a concept of the 2% real estate club. And what that really means is that, according to NAR, only 2% of all realtors across the United States make more than $250,000 plus. So to us as business people, we're going, well, if 100% of buyers use the internet, then the logical thing is you've got to be found on the internet. So my first question to you would be what's your internet strategy? Like, what's your strategy to be dominant or to be found on the internet? And in full disclosure, I'm going to go through some of your websites and things like that. You're probably one of the more aggressive realtors out there that we've seen in terms of trying to do some things. It may be the execution where we're going to talk about today to see if we can't help you with that. But what's your strategy to get found online?
Well, I know that my focus right now is all over the place, so I think that's why I'm open to your input and help. So yeah, my strategy is putting as much video out there as I can, and also using the 2 or 3 websites that I have to post the videos to, and that's been my focus. Whenever I go out to show property, I try to record the showings, and then those are the videos that I usually post up into my channels.
Okay. And again, you have, how many websites do you have? I know of 2, and the one is a broken link. But how many total websites do you have?
Right now I have 2.
Okay. Because one of the things that most people don't realize, they think, hey, all I've got to do is build a website and I'm online, I'm in business. And the reality of it is nothing could be further from the truth. You need multiple websites, multiple pages, and personally we like to have landing pages, but the more internet presence you have, the better it is. So you at least have a couple of different websites with different target markets. We're going to suggest to you that you start doing some things using some landing pages and such that get multiple pages out there, multiple sites out there, with the whole intent of lead capture. I mean, at the end of the day, the reason that we're online is to generate leads and build credibility. And so that's the whole goal of what we're trying to accomplish online. But you at least have 2 websites, and on your websites, I'm going to show everybody that in a couple of minutes. You've got some cool social media links and things like that. So there's 3 things that we think are important. Well, it's not really we think. We gather data from all kinds of sources. And I'm going to switch over to the Invoto. Everybody goes, well, why do we like video? Is it, well, just because you sell a video product? And technically that might sound good, but the reality of it has nothing to do that. We like video because first and foremost, video is 53 times more likely to show up on the first page of Google than content. And Guillermo, using HiTech Video Pro, where you could go out and make 10, 15, 20 videos in, say, 10 minutes, or you could sit there every day and create blog content, write about why people should be buying in your area and all those crazy things. Which one's easier on you, creating the videos or writing blog content?
The videos, definitely.
Yeah. And so it's much easier to create videos. Number 2 is, if video is 53 times more likely to get found on the first page of Google than blogging content, or just content, if you will, why in the world spend gobs of time doing that? And so we're not saying never blog or never create a blog post, but the power in video is overwhelming. And so I'm going to give you some recommendations, and I've got a study up here from Invoto, which is just an internet search, research company. Shoppers who view videos are 1.81 times more likely to purchase than non-viewers. Retention rate for visual information can reach 65 versus 10% for text-based information. So, for example, if you do a virtual tour of a property versus having, say, just a listing up there that says, hey, it's got 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and it's really a great deal, and you have 1 or 2 pictures, a virtual tour is going to have a 65% better retention rate. Here's a speculative one. 74% of all internet traffic in 2017 will be video, and that's coming from Cisco, and Cisco obviously is a very big company that has a say in the game. 51.9% of all marketing professionals worldwide use video as the type of content with the best return on investment. Online video reaches 60% of the population. Retailers cite 40% increases in purchases as a result of video. And the truth is, I can go on and on and on with these studies about what happens. 57% of online shoppers are more confident in making a purchase and less likely to return a product. 71% of consumers say that video is the best way to bring product features to life. So we didn't create HiTech Video Pro for the sole purpose of going, hey, there's a product that we can sell. We know that if we can dominate the first page of Google for hundreds or thousands of search terms, life is going to be a lot better, right?
Yep.
One of the other reasons, the reasons we're doing this today on a Google Plus Hangout is very simple. Our personal recommendation is, instead of creating written blog content, you should record a blog content. I'm going to show people your YouTube website, which you did a good job on creating content, but creating it as a video using what we will tell you to use, Google Plus Hangouts. Mm-hmm. Any idea why Google Plus Hangouts are so important?
Probably gets easier to find on the search engines, maybe.
Well, remember this: Google owns Google Plus and YouTube. So, what content do you think Google will favor? Content that shows up on their websites or on like Bing and Yahoo?
On theirs, of course.
Right. So when we hear people say, hey, I don't use Google Plus because nobody's on it and all that other nonsense, the reality is we simply don't care. If you go to the HiTechVideoPro.com website, or you go to RealEstateListingsMachines.com or ListingMachines.com, and you watch the 18-minute video on there where I got 5 different businesses to rank in just minutes, one of the things that you'll notice is not only did I get the video to rank, but I got the Google Plus post to rank. And in many cases, the Google Plus post will show up before the video, and it will basically help the video show up also. So again, if there's 10 spots on the first page of Google, which is what they are, and you could take and do a video and have it show up on YouTube and rank, and you can have it show up on Google Plus and rank, you got 2 of the first 10 spots of video. So video serves a big purpose, and everybody thinks, well, because of the nature of HiTech Video Pro, where it takes pictures or slides and turns them into videos, that we don't believe in online video or talking video. The mere fact that we're doing this today as a Google Plus Hangout tells you how much we believe in that. Because now imagine if we did a, let's say, Guillermo, you did a HiTech Video Pro video, you did a Google Plus post, and you did a little quick 2-minute talking video on Google Plus Hangout about why this home is such a great deal and show some pictures of that. Chances are you're going to own 3 of the top 10 spots of Google. Well, if 87% of consumers click on a YouTube video, then, and that's according to Google, then, gosh, what are the odds that if you got 3 of the first 10 slots on Google that you're going to get clicked on?
Very high.
Yeah, very high. So what we want agents to understand, if you want to hit the $250,000 a year club, here's the thing. You have to have an internet strategy, and that internet strategy has to focus on video, both talking and non-talking. And so what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about why video is so important, because if 100% of the people go online to look for realtors and homes, and video is 53 times more likely, well, it's common sense to say I need to have a video strategy. HiTech Video Pro was created for all the people that say, my God, I couldn't appear on camera, I don't know how to do it, I just don't want to do that. HiTech Video Pro serves that purpose. The other purpose that it serves is that we can also go out and start to rank for hundreds of search terms. And I'm going to go to your YouTube channel real quick, and let me go to Google Plus, or I did this on Google, and let me go to your YouTube channel, and now let me go see if I can share that. And so this is Paul. We're probably will have to.
No, just be talking. It's fine.
Yep, and so we'll just pull that out. So there's your YouTube channel. This is just one of the videos that you have on there, and it's called Miami Real Estate Condo. And one of the things that we want you to understand is that Google search has changed, and it's changed for one reason. And what we mean by that is, if you remember the very first webinar that we did for HiTech Video Pro, we showed this guy sitting on his laptop and thinking of all these different search terms. What we need to understand is Google is 100%, or I shouldn't say 100%, Google is very conversational in terms of search terms now. So what we need to do is we need to be able to rank for as many search terms as people are likely to think of. So for example, if I was going to take and look for a condo in your market, I probably wouldn't say Miami real estate condo, would I?
No.
Now, it doesn't mean I wouldn't, and it doesn't mean that's a bad video to have and title, but at the end of the day, what I want to do is sit down and really think about what would somebody punch in. I want a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in North Miami, or in a specific condo building, or in zip codes. And so what we want to do is we want to have as many videos as we possibly can think of for that search term. And so you can see, you know, here's another one, Miami real estate by zip code. And Paul, I think we'll need to black that out or fuzz this out so that we don't have Guillermo's call on there, because guess what? We'll get a million calls. But anyway, the Miami real estate by zip code is not a bad one to have. The only problem is I would actually do it by zip code. So I want you to, what I did is I actually did the Google search here, and Miami real estate by zip code. You can see you don't show up.
Right.
But look at who you're competing against, okay? Real Pro Group, which is a huge site. City Data, huge site. Realtor.com, Trulia.com. But notice what they actually have in there. 33173, 33187. Those are all zip codes in your area.
They're specific.
So what you would be better off having would be something like 2-bedroom condos in, 33187. 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos for sale in 33187. What happens is, not only would you rank for that search term, but as you create more and more videos, you'll show up on that page with multiple videos. So again, if you go back to realestatelistingmachine.com or listingmachines.com and watch that video, you'll see that I was able to take and get not only, and I think I did it with the homeowners insurance company, not only did they show up for an exact search term match, but they had like 3, 4, 5 other videos show up that had similar titles. And so it's the same idea, and that's why we create multiple videos. So I would have 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in Miami 33173, and 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in XYZ building, the name of the building, let's say 33173. So I would create tons of those so that I have a very, very high likelihood, no matter what somebody searches, I show up for. Now, I'll give you an example, and this is probably the one that we get the most pushback on from agents, business owners, doesn't matter. Do you have any idea, about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, Google search completely changed the way that they perform search for you? Do you have any idea why? It was one woman in the entire world created Google to change their search algorithm. Do you know who that woman was?
No.
Siri.
Oh.
64% of all searches are done on a cell phone. So tell me, if you were taking and searching for let's say you're driving around Miami, I would probably do something like, I'm looking for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in whatever, North Miami. Right?
Yeah.
Google will take and look for that exact search term. I am looking for. And so one of the things we get a lot of businesses say, well, nobody does that. Or nobody would search that. And my simple answer is that how you search? Because when you're speaking into a phone, that's what I say. Hey, I'm looking for a good Italian restaurant in Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm looking for. Almost every verbal search starts with I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the sets of titles of your video should be I'm looking for 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in Miami or whatever.
Yeah.
And then variations of that, because guess what happens then? Then every time somebody does that in a cell phone, guess who shows up?
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to show that particular one, and then I wanted to show this one, Miami real estate condos. Same thing, you didn't show up. Now, Miami real estate condo. A, look at the competition that you're playing with.
Mm-hmm.
B, if I'm just punching in, let's say that I really do search Miami real estate condo. Do you think I'm a more serious buyer if I punched in Miami real estate condo, or would I be more serious if I said 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in the Fontainebleau building?
The second option.
Yeah. So the reality of it is we don't really want to compete for Miami real estate condos for sale, because that's a general search term that somebody's not necessarily narrowed it down to. I want to be Miami or 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in a building, in a zip code, in a school district. You know, and it's no different between South Florida and Arizona and the rest of the world. You know, people search by school districts. They want to get their kids in the best school districts. So one of the titles that you should always have is 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos in XYZ school district. Now, I know in South Florida you have a huge retirement community, so that might not be as important.
Mm-hmm.
But what's important to people that they might search for? Now, I lived in Boca for 5 years, so for me, one of them that would be important was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo that's hurricane-proof. Right? I was there when Hurricane Andrew went through. I know what that does. So all these different things that you could search of or think of to search for is what we really want you to take and utilize for your search terms, because these are the people that are most motivated because they know what they're looking for. If I punch in 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, I know exactly what I'm looking for, right? 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo under $200,000 would be another title that I would have. So when we have all these videos, though, where should we direct them back to? So it's good that they watch the video or they see the video or maybe they see your phone number and they call you, but where should we direct these people back to?
Some kind of a landing page, maybe something with IDX search capability.
Right. And so what I want to do is I want to show your website, right? Nice looking. It's got some search capability here, right?
Yeah.
But what if you were to take and build a page for, and I don't remember what I did. This might be your short sale. I'm not sure which one it was. But what if you did? You had a landing page for just for 2-bedroom condos. You know, look for, search for 2-bedroom condos in Miami. And all you put up there were 2-bedroom condos, because now what you're doing is you're creating content for people looking for 2-bedroom condos. You could do that with 1-bedroom condos, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, whatever. And what you would do is you'd be able to create more pages to your website and be able to get people that are searching that you know now that those are pretty motivated people now, right? Because they know they're looking for 2-bedroom condos. The other thing is when you do this, now here's your search term, and this is just an IDX, nothing wrong with it, just your typical IDX. What's the one thing that's missing though?
A lead capture.
Yeah, I don't know who's searching. So, and that's where maybe this website has the capability, maybe it doesn't, but that's where landing pages come in. And if you actually go into the HiTech Video Pro site, in the tutorial and site news section, we have a link to a company that does really good landing pages. It's not ours. We don't own them. We're not hyping them for any reason other than they've got very simple, easy-to-use landing pages that you can build as lead capture, insert a video, whether that was a video of a condo or that was a video. Hey, folks, if you're looking for a 2-bedroom condo, this is the best resource to go to. Just fill in your information. I'm going to send you a list of properties, that match your criteria. Just fill in your information below. Take a couple seconds. We really appreciate it. Something like that. So you could create a landing page specifically for that. and capture the lead, because after all, that's really what we're trying to do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so the other thing is, when you do, this is another question that we get a lot. I don't have listings. What's the #1 lead conversion or search term in real estate? There's one word that more people search for than anything else in real estate. Do you know what it is?
Foreclosures, maybe?
Foreclosure. Even in this market, even before the whole mess happened in '07 and '08, foreclosure has been and probably always will be the #1 search term.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't have any listings, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the HUD website, I'm going to go to the VA foreclosure, and I'm going to go to the USDA foreclosure website, and I'm going to take and utilize pictures of those properties. So I would create videos for all kinds of foreclosures all over Miami, and just use that, direct them to a landing page that said, here, you know, get notified every time a new a new HUD-owned property hits the market, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that all those videos could take and run, push back or backlink back to those landing pages, because foreclosure counts. Now, anybody listening to this, so you're going to tell me, hey, there are no foreclosures in my market. There are very few foreclosures in my market. What I'm going to tell you is it's all gobbledygook. It's a barrier in your own brain, because I promise you there's not a market in the United States that doesn't have a foreclosure property in there. Don't you think, Guillermo?
Oh, yeah. They all
I know
have.
you're in Florida and I'm in Arizona, so everybody goes, you guys are in the foreclosure capital of the world. I got news for you guys. All over the world, all over the country, there's foreclosures. There may not be millions of them like there were before, but the reality of it is all I want to do is be able to get them access to that information, because I know very few people who respond to actually buy the house they called on, right?
That's right, yeah.
So if you don't have properties, guess what? Any agent can advertise any HUD property. Now, check in your state, but I will tell you, I don't know of any state that's not the case. So if you don't have listings, start using HUD-owned properties, VA-owned properties, and even if you do have listings, still use those, folks, because foreclosure is a great tool for leads. So in this particular website, like, let's just go to the Miami real estate blog, and let's see what you got in here. You got some stuff, but you got the video in here, so you got a couple of videos, and that's what you want. But the thing is, how many should you have? So, and I'm going to come back to that one in a minute. So you got a few videos, right?
Yeah.
More is better. Now, one thing I want you to notice, when you did this video, do you see any information down here below?
No, I didn't optimize it, but I think that...
And the other thing is, remember, in the software, Guillermo, there's a tab that says, you know, the backlink URL. The backlink URL should go to, where did I just do your blog? This one. Should go to this page. So if you click on it, see the URL?
Yeah.
That should be the backlink that shows up in here. And so in that description part, you simply just didn't fill that out. And then, so now what happens is, I want you to see, this is the URL for this particular page. All you'd have to do is copy and paste what you have in here, put that in the description, take and put your URL in here, the Kendall, whatever that was, and that's your URL. So you're kind of doing the right things by doing this, but you're only going halfway.
Right, right.
Hey, Bob, go back to the YouTube.
I want you to notice is here's your Google Plus page. You got one video on there.
Yeah.
Every video that you create should have this on Google Plus. Now, here's the cool part about Google Plus. It allows you to create circles, right? So all it happens is you could create a circle of Guillermo, and the only person that sees it is you. So this way you're not pissing people off, let's say. It's still a Google Plus to Google Plus. So every video you make, you could post. The only one who sees it is you, but you have Google Plus backlinks for every one of your videos. So all you should have done in here, just like you did in here, great rental, blah, 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 located in the heart of. But guess what we don't see here? I don't see your URL going back to that page.
Right, to the website.
Right. Yeah. So guess what you're missing in that? And one of the things that people miss on HiTech Video Pro, and one of the things that we don't talk about as much as we should, honestly, it confuses people. Are you familiar with what backlinks are?
Yes.
Okay. Backlinks simply are your URL pointing from one website back to another one. If you actually have your URLs on what are called high PR or PageRank sites,
High authority is what we go with nowadays.
there you go, high authority websites,
Mm-hmm.
then Google's going to give you favorable ranking. So do you think YouTube and Google Plus are high authority websites to Google?
Mm-hmm.
They're the highest authority. So one of the things that should happen, no matter what happens, every time you make a video, you need to post it to your Google Plus page.
Mm-hmm.
And all it is if you look at this, all you got to do to hit share, click that button and look at what you got to do to share.
Mm-hmm.
Now all you do is you take your description, put it in there, put a backlink back to your web page, and you're good. Hit share, and it posts. That's all there is to it. Same with Facebook, same with Twitter, same with all these things. The question is, how often do you do that?
Not often enough.
Right. Now, here's the cool part. This is where I said you're ahead of most other realtors, that you have multiple websites, you're putting some video up, but not enough. And then even on your website, you have all these tools that you can do the same thing. All you got to do is click it one time and share that content.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it takes. So imagine having a backlink for, let's say, just this post to this page on an RSS feed, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Reddit, on LinkedIn, on Dig, on YouTube, on Google+, on Flickr. So let's say for one video you'd have, what, 10 backlinks from some of the highest authority websites in the world.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the odds are that you get found?
Pretty high. Pretty high.
And here's what I want you to understand. Here's your website, and it's a pretty good one by all accounts.
Mm-hmm.
It'll just take a minute for it to pop up. It's just doing some analysis. You have 4 sites linking into it right now, and you have no traffic data. What that means is you don't have enough people coming to this website for them to even do analysis on it.
Wow.
So it's great to say, hey, I got a website, but if nobody visits it, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
And so here's your other website. Is this the same one, short sale? No,
Yes.
Miami Real Estate Juice. So here's your short sale one.
Mm-hmm.
One backlink.
Wow.
And yet HiTech Video Pro is the fastest, most inexpensive way to build high authority backlinks known to man.
And you can get hundreds of those backlinks from YouTube.
In minutes.
And they all count.
Yeah.
And so the purpose of, the main purpose of HiTech Video Pro is to take and get video that people will go and do and build. But at the end of the day, if I was an SEO company and I said to you, Guillermo, I could take this website, make some tweaks to it, and get you all kinds of traffic, and I guarantee that you would take and do at least another 3 deals a year just from that, and your average sale price in your market is what?
Couple $100,000.
Couple hundred. So let's call it 2. At 3 points is $6,000. It would be $18,000. Here's what I'll do. I'll charge you $5,000 to do that. So you invest 5, you'll get 18 back. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Man, you don't even have to invest $18,000. You got to do $69. What is that? $800 a year?
Yeah.
So not only are you building, getting videos all over so that you can rank on the first page of Google, you're building high authority backlinks to your website with very, very little work. And so when people say, well, yeah, I spend a lot of time building blog content, I got all this home values thing and community info, and I think this is just probably fed into you from a vendor. But
Yeah.
guess what? All this stuff, it just doesn't work. You have no ranking on it. And so all these community reports and all this other hoo-ha doesn't really work, because if it did, you'd have traffic.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? We can get video, be all over the internet with it, and at the same time be building high authority backlinks to your website.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did here is I also clicked, just to give you an example, I clicked on one of your links off the website, off of this page on Dig, and this is all it told me. It's like, hey, if all you want to do is submit this, sign in with Facebook, and that's all you had to do is click that button, click sign in with your Facebook account, and guess what? It posted to Dig for you, another high authority website.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's all it took to do that. You could take on one video, You could have dozens and dozens, with just one of the videos that takes minutes to make on HiTech Video Pro. You could have dozens of backlinks from high authority websites in minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That now helps these two websites get traffic. So that's all it really comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Now I do want to take and find your channel again. Where'd you do your talkie? You did a nice talkie here. It is. Do you remember recording this one? New short sale news about Bank of America affecting the Miami real estate agents or real estate market.
Uh-huh.
Look at that. You did that October 18th of 2011.
Hmm.
We were coming up on, what, 3 years ago?
Wow, yeah.
Look at where you ranked there, dude.
Still coming up, wow.
This is the power of video.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't go and do short sale news. Let's try and take out the word new and let's see. I haven't done any of this, so we're doing this live to just show you. The point is, you'll see just short sale news about Bank of America. Let's just take out affecting Miami. Let's just take out all that stuff. And let's see what happens. And so this is my point about you're going to get the exact search term, but you're also going to get all these other. So if somebody just says short sale news about Bank of America affecting Miami.
Wow.
You just looked at 3 different search terms, 3 different variations of that. You are #1 on the first page.
Wow.
So imagine if you were taking and making hundreds of videos a month for different search terms for different listings about whether it's condos, foreclosures, your listings, any of that stuff, and you were doing a few things like this, just making some quick commentary about whatever, short sales, things going on in your market. What do you think the odds are that you're going to dominate Google in a fairly short period of time?
Pretty high.
Now, it does take a little bit of work, right? There's no question. But how long does it take you to make a video and then click off these little links here, or even if you don't have it on your website like you don't, you hit share, hit share, and guess what? It's right there on YouTube for you. Like Pinterest is another one. High authority website.
Let me give you the new SEO way to do this. And go back to his website where you're showing all those social links. Those are less important than, now go to the YouTube one, than those social links. You're much, if you had to choose between sharing one or the other, surely. And the reason is because you can have millions and millions and millions of spammy backlinks coming to a high authority site like YouTube. And I mean, even if they're crappy backlinks from a, let's just say a gambling site or something, those are still going to help promote the YouTube channel. And from there, you're feeding your juice to your website. So you're always much better off, at least from at least if you're doing a lot of backlink building to promote that YouTube site.
Right from the YouTube channel.
Yeah, right from there. You've got all those links.
Yeah, awesome.
And so when we understand how easy this stuff is, it's not such a big deal. But it does require work, right?
Yeah, an assistant.
Yeah, and here's what I'd say. If you have an assistant, great. If you don't have an assistant, you can outsource. But here's the question I have for you. If you could dominate, and it's really not for you specifically, but Paul and I are very focused on working with our people to get them to what we're going to call the 2% Real Estate Club. We want you making $250,000 a year or more. If you can dominate Google like this, you'll make $250,000. I can guarantee you that. Between this and the Real Estate Leads Machine, the online classified tool that you bought last week, right?
Yep.
Now you're all over online classified sites. You know, one of them, the 10th largest classified site in the world, and you're all over Google, and you're all over YouTube. What are the odds you can't make $250,000?
It would be that hard.
Not as hard, right? But it does take some effort. So my question is, what if it took 3 hours a week to do that? Is that a good investment of time? Let's say it even took you a year. Let's say it takes you a year to get there. But a year from now, you could dominate Google, you could dominate online classified ads, and you're knocking out $250,000 a year. Is that worth 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours a week?
Definitely.
And anybody that's listening to this that tells me you don't have 5 hours a week, you've never gone through my time management course at one of our live events. The reality of it is, Guillermo, and it's not just you, it's everybody. The average agent who's working about 50 hours a week is really doing about 25 hours a week of productive work.
Yeah, I believe it.
And so I would suggest to you that spending a few hours a week on creating videos, clicking a few share buttons, and making sure that that stuff is going out to the world, and maybe doing what you did on this one a little bit, whichever one it was, the live one. I don't have you on that one. But that live one, if you'll do that once or twice a month, I will guarantee you'll make $250,000. How's that? I don't even need. There's no question. If you set up the leads machine where you're posting, I don't care, just leaving, let's say, 10 ads a day on the online classified sites, and you got hundreds and hundreds of videos for every search term showing up, and you do, let's say, 2 live recordings a month. And I'll give you an example. If somebody says, oh my God, I can't even do those live recordings, I wouldn't know what to say. One of our coaching clients in northern Florida always said is take your phone, walk through a house, do a tour like that.
Yeah.
Do it as he just took his phone and just did this and talked into it the whole way. He was just
really.
and then what he did,
he was just describing what he saw. This is the grand foyer.
Is uploaded it to YouTube, shared that link. Now, he's one of our coaching students. We have some software that can make it work like it's a Google Live Hangout, which is even more beneficial. That's all we did. One day after he put his first one up, he wrote a $465,000 contract on a new house.
Nice.
So when people say I don't have time, I don't have expertise, I don't have the equipment, I don't have all that stuff, I promise, almost everybody's got a cell phone nowadays. You've got that. You've got HiTech Video Pro that, yes, you got to spend a little bit of time. You got to understand it a little bit. And our goal today was to try and help you understand that and say, look at the power of what's at your hand. If you even want to discount the value of video, if nothing else, you're paying a few bucks a month for the most powerful SEO you can get, because you're building backlinks back to your website, not only on YouTube, Google+, and getting videos to rank, and getting all these things to have, pushing SEO to your websites. For what you're paying for HiTech Video Pro, is there a cheaper SEO out there?
No.
Forget the power of video. Forget any of that. Forget there's a benefit of hanging around us, because we're pretty good at what we do. You know, if you're listening to this and you've never heard Paul's background, Paul was a lender. I was a realtor and a lender. I did my business differently than Paul. I was very much database relationship seminars. Paul was all online and made well into 6, just short of 7 figures a year, never leaving his house, sitting there turning on his computer in the morning and having loan applications show up. And he was doing that 10 years ago. The power of the internet cannot be disputed anymore in the real estate transaction. The problem for most is that A, they don't want to learn, B, it's too much effort. But you don't get to the 2% club, the $250 a year plus, by not doing some work. And clearly, with the effort that you've made, you've got multiple websites, you've got the right things on these websites, you've got some YouTube videos up there, you're at least loading, you know, the few that you do onto your website. You've got all the effort in the knowledge and everything you need. We just need to focus that more, and have you make more videos tying them back, and just literally, Guillermo, clicking these links. You know, you got to go set up. If you don't have a Pinterest account, go set it up. If you don't have a Dig account, go set it up.
I will.
If you don't have those, you got to do it. Okay, it's a name and an email and whatever.
Right, it's easy.
And then you click a button and it's done. And then all that happens is, you know, oh, I'm going to hit this. It pulls up. I probably got to log in and whatever. So all I got to do is log in and post my stuff. I got a bad password in there. That's all it is. Then I just take the content, copy and paste it from here, and put it in that, and I'm done. It takes nothing.
Yeah, no, I had not thought of that, to be honest with you. And I've been racking my brain, you know, trying to figure out some way to increase my lead generation, you know, and I'm very thankful for you guys for taking the time to, you know, spend, you know, to enlighten me on this system, you know. And a little while back when I said you thought I said assistant. No, I meant a system. You know,
system.
Yeah, if you had set up a, you know, like procedure to say, okay, or a checklist. You know, I'm going to do this and this and this. It becomes easier. You know.
Right. And I'll just tell you how we do it. Paul and I are going to launch a series of 3 different radio shows. So if you're listening to this, tell you to go and subscribe. We'll start October 1st. Today is September 9th.
Awesome.
On October 1st, we're launching the realestateradionetwork.com, and we have all kinds of things that we're going to do on that. We're going to interview different experts out there. We're going to interview different realtors out there. And Guillermo, if it's okay with you, we'll post this up there for you.
Definitely, yeah.
What it'll do is it'll create backlinks for you, and we're going to syndicate that all over the world. We're going to get it up on iTunes, Stitcher, all kinds of Amazon, all kinds of places, which will be great exposure for you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we'll have expert interviews up there. We'll also have marketing tips up there. But the reality of it is, it's really a way for us to get our content out there and be seen and be found, right, in an educational manner.
Mm-hmm.
And all we do is every Tuesday, we leave Tuesday empty to create content. So we don't book anything else for Tuesdays other than to create content, which even today what we're doing with you is creating content, right?
Right, right.
And so what we do is we take 1 day a week. Now, we're not actively selling real estate or loans anymore, so I can promise 1 day a week is too much for you. What about one afternoon a month?
It's doable, you know, definitely.
Yeah.
More time.
If you struggle with that, folks, I can promise you, you come to one of our live events, and I always do a time management class on it. I promise you, you'll have all the time you ever need to do these kinds of things. Mm-hmm. You're just going to be scheduled on when you do it, because that's really what it is. You say, hey, I'm going to do this, let's say Tuesday afternoon between 1 and 4, and you block it out. Mm-hmm. You turn off your phone. You don't do appointments. You don't do anything other than do content, let's say. But you can see that video you did 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's still #1 for what they do, 4 different search terms.
Yeah, it's amazing. I got a call from that video actually a couple of days ago. So it's still working, you know. It's still getting
from work you did 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, by the way, how much did that cost you to do?
Nothing. I mean, just right. 15 minutes maybe.
Right. And so everybody thinks because we sell HiTech Video Pro that we don't think you should do talking video. No, we strongly advocate for doing talking video, but guess what? You only can make 1 video of that and make it original, right?
Right.
So you can't turn that around and have it show up for hundreds of different search terms. But I could take a foreclosure condo in your market and I could turn that into 50 different videos, which would show up for 50 different search terms, and I could create. Literally, let's say I did 50 videos and we got whatever, let's call it 10 backlinks from high authority websites. From that effort alone, I could create 500 backlinks for you from high authority websites instead of this one, which is what? This is the 4. So you got 4 sites linking in. How long have you had this website?
That probably 3 or 4 years now. So
you got 4 backlinks in 3 or 4 years done properly. You could have 500 of them in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Which one's going to get more traffic?
The 500.
And so even when people say, oh, I don't have a lot of people watching the video, the truth is, I don't want to say I don't want to care, but I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I got 500 backlinks from it. It's the best SEO I can do. Mm-hmm. Now imagine if you had a landing page up there that was, whatever, by, Miami foreclosure condos.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, between what you could do with video, what you could do on those online classified ads, and what you could do now knowing what you know about a Google Plus Hangout or YouTube like this,
mm-hmm.
and you direct them back to a landing page on buying foreclosure condos. I don't care if there's 3 of them in your market. You're going to generate some leads, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of leads. And that's really what this is about, folks. We'll have some people go, oh, I made 10 videos and nothing happened. Well, 10 videos isn't going to cut it. That's 10 search terms. Mm-hmm. And the reality of it is maybe you used the right titles for it, maybe you didn't. Like Miami real estate condo, in all honesty, probably never going to rank for that.
Yeah, right.
You're just fighting uphill. Mm-hmm. The other part of that is we want everybody to understand, and you also, have you ever heard the term long tail keywords?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we're looking for. The reason for it is you have less search activity on it, but mm-hmm. much more motivated buyer.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had condos in Miami in the whatever, Paradise Valley School District, that's somebody who knows where they want to live.
Mm-hmm.
That's a serious buyer. I would much rather have that one.
Yeah.
If they did it by zip code, one other tip on zip code, if you said real estate condos for sale in Miami, 33173, change the title in zip code 33173.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember this one over here where I did the zip
Hey,
codes?
Bob, let me interrupt that one too.
Go ahead.
If you're going to put that in zip code 87133 or whatever it is, make sure that you put the geographic identifier as that same area.
Okay, good idea. Yeah.
And I tell you what, if you do that for a few different zip codes, a few different cities, a few different localities, subdivisions, anything. Anytime you change that geographic locator, you could use the same video. You could have one video and use it 15 times with that little strategy right there and really do well.
Just changing the title and the geolocator.
Right.
Yes.
And all that is, Guillermo, and if you do know, then anybody who's listening to it, is the area where it says address.
Yeah.
That's where it goes.
Awesome.
Because guess what? Now you make 50 videos and they're all in, let's say, 33173. Guess what? You're going to start beating Trulia and Realtor.com and all those. And again, if you just go watch that 18-minute video I did on Real Estate Listing Machine where I did different businesses, and you'll see what happens. And I can compete with the Trulias and Realtor.coms and things like that if we just take and do that. And if there's training inside the software. There's even a sheet that I've got. I think I titled it 15 keywords that are pretty much guaranteed to rank.
Mm-hmm.
And if you use those or some variation of them, you're pretty much going to rank on the first page of Google. Here's one that people, again, agents want to argue with me all the time. 2-bedroom, 2-bath condos in 33173 with granite countertops. Do you know that according to Realtor.com, 14% of all searches, real estate-related searches, contain the search term granite countertops?
Wow.
14%. So when people say, well, nobody searches for that, my answer is you're wrong. Number two, even if it doesn't and people don't search for it, but I just created whatever, let's say 25 high PR backlinks, still a good day, right?
Yeah.
So no matter what, we win, no matter how we do it. But the word granite countertops in your search terms, 14% of all search terms that are real estate related contain the words granite countertops. If you're in Phoenix, when it's 115, 18 degrees in the summer, I promise you, with built-in pool, 4-bedroom, 2-bath home in Desert Ridge subdivision with built-in pool, I promise you that's a great search term. Because you don't want to be here when it's 118, not have a built-in pool. So all it is if we start to think of search terms being conversational, every possibility somebody might punch in. So, think of it this way. Let's say we had 100 people in a room, and they're all moving to your market. I pretty much could guarantee probably 80 to 90% of those people would all have a different search term. And we would just want to have a video there for any search term so that no matter what somebody punches in, we get it. When we did our live event in Las Vegas, whatever it was, in February, I had one of our people who was there said, hey, I got this guy that I was in a listing presentation, and he really liked the whole idea of the video, but the video that I got to rank for him, he said, well, nobody would search for that. That's stupid. And I said, great, what did you answer? And he goes, well, I really didn't have a good answer. I said, awesome, get him on the phone. He said, what? I said, get him on the phone. And he said, well, he's kind of a jerk. I said, good, get him on the phone. I like that even better. So I call this guy, and I don't remember what his name was, and I said, hey, I'm here with Will, and he had expressed to me that he had some concerns about videos that had stupid search terms that people wouldn't search for. And he goes, yeah, and then I did have the search term, and I don't remember what it was now. And I said, he told me that he thought this was really, really stupid. And it was an $800,000 ranch or something like that. And I said, so all I have for you is one question. What if the one person who would search that term, even if it's remote, would be a cash buyer, is a perfect match for your property, and could close in 15 days and pay you in full price? Would you want me to have a video up there or not?
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's what he said. Well, of course I would. Well, great. Here's the thing you need to understand. I don't want to leave anything to chance, no matter how remote the search term may be. What if it's the one buyer, the one perfect buyer, and we didn't have a video for you? How would you feel about that if you ever found out? He says, well, I'd be pissed off. That's cool, because now you were pissed off thinking it was a stupid search term. Now you'd be pissed off if we didn't do it, right? And he's like, yeah. That's great. So Will's here with me in Vegas. I'm going to have him fax over the listing agreement to you in a little while. Does that work for you? He's like, yeah, that's good. That's the power of video and understanding that what this does. Hey, I'd be the first to tell you, some of the search terms are remote. Highly unlikely somebody will do it. The worst case for us as a business is it's creating backlinks for traffic to your website, right? So if nobody searches, cool, I got some high authority backlinks. But if the one buyer who did it actually put that search term in, I had a video that showed up in a Google Plus posting and probably some other things. That's what we're talking about with this. We're going to do an interview this Thursday with an agent who's going to go from 18 closings last year to 87 this year.
Wow.
All he did is start using, the way he gets in the door is using the exact script that we have inside of HiTech Video Pro for FSBOs and expireds.
Wow.
From 18 closings in 2013 to 87 using HiTech Video Pro to get in the door. Now, when he gets in the door, he does some other cool stuff, and we're going to talk about that. It's not just HiTech Video Pro is not the answer to every problem. It's not going to cure, world hunger.
Yeah.
We're not going to bring about world peace with it, but it's going to create ranking on the first page of Google. It's going to give you high-powered backlinks to build traffic to your other websites. But at the end of the day, if it gets you in the door for FSBOs and expireds and you can turn them into listings and go from 18 to 87 in 1 year, I would suggest that's a pretty good tool, don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I hadn't thought about using it for this, FSBOs and expireds, actually.
Yeah, it's the whole purpose. So inside of HiTech Video Pro, there's a video on doing that. The script is in there. I have it written out. Put it into your own search terms.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you're an expired and I choose your house and I do want to list it and you're in my area and whatever and I think it's saleable, and I go and create 5 videos real quick and I can get them up on the first page of Google and I could call you up and go, hey, Guillermo, this is Bob with XYZ Realty. Hey, the reason I'm calling is I noticed your house expired. I guarantee you're getting a bunch of calls from pesky realtors. I'm not calling you for that reason. This morning I took the liberty of getting your house ranked on the first page of Google for 5 different search terms. I just wanted to call up and see if you'd like to go check that out. I just need your email address and I'll send you the search terms. Go check it out.
Wow.
What would you say?
I would say that's amazing.
Cool. Let me just get your email and I'm going to send those to you. Now, Guillermo, you realize that, so I'd get your email address and do that and say, hey, now, Guillermo, the real reason that I do that is to demonstrate the power of marketing. And what I find in most cases, the real reason a house doesn't sell is because it wasn't marketed properly. Do you think that's what caused your house not to sell?
Yep.
Is there any seller in the world that doesn't think that the reason their house didn't sell is because the agent didn't market it? Right? It doesn't matter if it's $300,000 overpriced and it should show up on the Hoarders TV show. It didn't sell because that stupid realtor didn't do anything.
Right.
So I don't want to argue that point with them. I just want to go, hey, in my experience, this is what causes it not to sell. And the truth is, Guillermo, I know most people don't trust much that comes out of a real estate agent's mouth, so what I want to do is prove to you, before I ever talked to you or met with you, how powerful my marketing is. And so that's why I did that. Now, what I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, is stop by, get some more pictures of your house, because I didn't have much to work with, and I could take and create more videos and get more videos to show up. And, I need to set up a time to do that. But the reality of it is, if I start getting calls from people, I want to be able to know what to tell them on your house. When would be a good time for me to stop by and do that? Are you going to get more appointments doing that or less appointments doing that?
A lot more, definitely.
And especially with the the normal scripting that's out there and all the high pressure stuff. What I did is I positioned myself as an expert and I proved to them that I could do what I'm going to tell them I'm going to do, because I already have the videos ranking, don't I?
Yeah.
When you actually know how to do that, you can do it in minutes. And again, same thing, that video that's on Real Estate Listing Machines where I did the 5 businesses, or on HiTech Video Pro, if you go to HiTech, HiTech videopro.com and watch that 18-minute video, I did 5 different businesses and had them ranking. The longest video took me 11 minutes to have it ranking. on an
Wow.
extremely competitive search term. It was like affordable homeowners insurance in Phoenix or whatever it was.
Wow.
11 minutes. Not only did I do it in 11 minutes, it took me 11 minutes to get the video up. I had a Google Plus posting up with the video up in about 6 minutes. Within 11 minutes, I had that search term where I think I had 11 different search terms that showed up. That same video,
Wow.
11 different search terms, not just the one I targeted, showed up for like low-cost, cheap homeowners insurance in 85050, whatever it was.
Wow.
So when you know how to do it, it only takes a couple of minutes. Is it worth a few minutes of effort to go and get a $200,000-$300,000 listing?
Yeah, definitely. The thing about these videos is that they're evergreen. I think if you set them up properly, they're
Well,
evergreen.
you're living proof because you just got a call last week on a video you put up 3 years ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the backlinks never go away, and the videos never go away. So guess what? What if you put a video up and you didn't get a call for a year, but all of a sudden next year you get a call and it's a $200,000 sale?
Yeah. Magical.
Right. And so that's what this is all really about. And so the real thing that prompted me to call you and tell you, hey, let me do this, because I came and looked at your websites, because I always look at everybody's website for traffic. And so then when I seen all these social icons up here,
Mhm.
and I went and looked at it, it was like none of your posts had that on there. I'm going, okay, here's a guy who's figured it out that the internet's important, got some of the tools, but doesn't really know how to use them.
Mm.
And then when I looked at your videos and went through those and didn't see descriptions and backlinks in any of these shares, and you go, well, of course it's not getting you the benefits you would hope for, but we're not using it the right way.
Right.
And it's not having an understanding of what it is. And it's like, backlinks, that's huge for you in terms of building traffic. It's huge for you in terms of being able to take and go out and make hundreds of videos and dominate hundreds of search terms and create thousands of backlinks to your websites that you could drive onto lead capture pages. And then, hey, as a nice byproduct, guess what? It's real effective in getting listings when you go into an Expired or a FSBO, or even think about it this way, Guillermo, between Real Estate Leads Machine, you could go up into a listing appointment. You could already have ads up on those sites, on those classified sites, to show people you've already done it, and you could already have videos ranking on the first page of Google and show them that in the listing presentation. So if I said, you know what, folks, talk is cheap, I'm going to just show you 2 examples of what I do. I took the liberty of doing it because I know most people think realtors are full of bull, so I want to prove to you that my marketing is effective and I can do what I'm going to tell you I do. Here's these 5 search terms that I punch in. Here's my video. Here's my Google Plus post. Here's my classified ads. Here's your house. What are the odds you're going to get that listing?
Yeah. 99.9%.
Right. So for the few bucks that it costs a month to have HiTech Video Pro and what you paid for Real Estate Leads Machine, is that worth it to have a 99.9% chance of getting a listing?
Definitely.
I'd suggest it is. Plus, between what you're doing on Google and what you're doing on those online classified sites, your biggest headache 3 months from now is going to be, how in the world do I handle the volume? Don't you think?
Oh, yeah, no, I believe that.
Let's say you're posting 30 ads a day on the classifieds, and you're out there doing these videos, and you're out there doing a couple live things every month.
Mhm.
The biggest headache you're going to have is, how do I handle the volume?
Yeah.
That I can tell you without a doubt. So, Paul, anything I missed that you could think of?
No, I think you covered pretty much everything that I was thinking.
Okay. I'm going to give you one more quick one. There's 3 areas that we tell you should focus on if really is any business, but as a realtor, the same thing.
Mhm.
Dominating Google, which you got a video tool and you got YouTube that you can use, right? It creates backlinks to your website that help you dominate that way, right? The online classified ads. And the third one, and this is just an update, it's called, the other thing that Google is paying a lot of attention to are local directories, things like Yelp, yellowpages.com. I'm not here to talk about that today, but that's another thing that we can help you with. You could be on 300 of those.
Hmm.
Then imagine if you had clients that you take and go and write reviews for you. I don't remember if we put the Yelp recording. I did a class about a year ago about Yelp for realtors. But you can make $100,000 a year easy using Yelp.
Mhm.
So if anybody wants more information on that, just shoot us an email at support@HiTechVideoPro.com or support@realestateleadsmachine.com, and we can do that. But if you dominate those three things, you'll make more money than you ever imagined.
Awesome.
Video, classifieds, and they're called citation sites or local directories. If you do that as a realtor, really as any business, you'll own the world.
Mm-hmm.
Go and click these little share buttons. Easy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul, anything you think I missed?
Nope, that you got it all.
Guillermo, did that help you kind of?
I could think of it at least.
Yes, definitely, Bob. It's been an awesome session. Thank you.
Okay. And I mean, if you know what I would recommend, and I can promise I won't have time to do this right now, but I would recommend almost creating block out the time. Let's say it's Tuesday from 1 to 4, and almost create a checklist of what you want to do. Hey, I want to make whatever 50 videos. I want to make sure that I share it on. I'll set up all these accounts. So maybe that's 1 week. You do nothing but set up a Blogger and a Dig and a Reddit and a Pinterest and all that stuff. So maybe that's what you get done in 1 week. But you create a little checklist for yourself, and then each week, then that's what you do. Hey, I'm going to make, I'm going to get 50 videos up. I'm going to do a talking video about whatever, and that's 1 week's worth. It doesn't mean you have to do it every week either. I mean, let's say you made 50 videos every 2 weeks. You got 100 videos. I'd tell you to do more, but it'd be better. But now let's say each one of those you shared on 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's say 15 websites like this. Call it 12. And you did 100 a month. You just created 1,200 backlinks back to your website. Do you know how much an SEO company would charge you to give you 1,200 high authority backlinks like that? It'd be thousands of dollars a month, and you can do it for pennies and in a couple hours a month. That's what changes your business.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's how I would do that, is just kind of create a little checklist or a little work session for yourself and say, this is what I want to get done.
Yeah.
If you're watching this and go, man, I don't even know how to spell YouTube. Well, you know what? Maybe one of your sessions is get familiar with YouTube. If one of the things that we tell everybody when they call us and go, hey, I got a question. How do I learn about this? Let's just take and go, how to use YouTube. I promise there's videos on this.
Yeah.
There's videos on everything.
Oh, yeah.
So it's as simple as learning some of that stuff. How to create a LinkedIn account or how to create a Dig account. I promise somebody's done a video on it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually learned better from videos.
Same here.
And so, if we know the consumers like watching videos, why would we not do videos in our real estate businesses? So.
Great.
So, okay, any questions that you have, Guillermo? Anything else I need to clarify maybe for you?
No, the only thing that I was thinking about was, like when I create videos, sometimes I'll use the address, but you gave me an idea, and I don't know if it's cool to recycle the same video. I could probably post it on different sites or different channels, but with different tags. Like one would have the address, another one would have the subdivision, and another one might have the zip code. Do you think that would be the same?
That's all you do. You could make. Let's say
you could use the same account, same channel, same everything. Just change the title, maybe you modify the description a little bit, and then change the geo tag.
I got you. Okay.
That's all you got to do.
Cool.
And so you can make. That's the power of HiTech Video Pro. I could go make, let's say, 20 videos on the same house, but I just take 20 different titles, and I use different key tags. That's all I got to do.
Right.
Gotcha. And I'll be honest, when I go and make the videos for these demo videos, I don't even change the description. I just leave it in there. And the backlink is always the same. It's the URL that I want to attach it to. So let's say that URL was a landing page for that property, like a single property website, or it's just another page on your website, like that one for Kendall.
Yeah.
Now I got 20 backlinks to that website. All I did was change the title. It's the same video. To Google and YouTube, it's not the same video. It's unique because that's what HiTech Video Pro does. It makes it a completely unique video. You just change the names of that title, put some different tags in there. You got 20 new unique videos, all for the same property.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's the power of that.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully that helped. Hopefully that gave you a whole different outlook on what HiTech Video Pro really is.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's been a great eye-opener for me. So thank you for enlightening me. And I don't know, for some reason I had like blinders on about it, and I thought it's just gonna be duplicating content out there. It's not gonna work. But I think I see it now.
Well, and that's why we wanted to do this, because I promise there are lots of other agents just like you that think the same thing. We want them to understand the difference and why this is so powerful. Because Paul and I just sit there and go, we got the most powerful tool known to man, and we got realtors going, oh, I don't spend an hour a week to make videos, to build backlinks and traffic and dominate, and to go in and, I don't even care if you just did it for nothing other than to use it to go in and get listing appointments. You could never beat me in a listing appointment. You could never beat me in a listing appointment with the couple tools that I have and the knowledge I have. Because even as it relates to your website, let me go back to that real quick. Even as it relates to your website, if I was in a listing presentation and I knew somebody had met with you, and I'd go, hey, folks, 100% of the buyers are online, and I'd show them that statistic and all that, and I would just go, now, I know you met with Guillermo. He's a great guy. Don't get me wrong. I love him to death. He's a great agent. But I got to be honest with you, folks. If 100% of buyers are online, his video doesn't have any traffic. There's no backlinks. Let me bring you to mine, and let me show you where I rank. And then I brought you to mine, and we got a site that we use as a demo, and it still ranks in the top 100,000 websites in the world, and we don't even do anything to it. So if you're hiring an agent because we know that buyers are online, and I've got you online with videos, and I've already got you online with classified sites, and I already have this site that gets one of the top 100,000 in the world, who do you think has a better likelihood of being able to sell your house, me or Guillermo?
Yeah, no, it's a no-brainer.
I use your own websites against you.
Yeah.
Because I know how.
What tool are you using there, Bob?
It's called Alexa, Alexa.com.
Oh, okay. It's just a little, like a toolbar.
You download the toolbar, and I'll be honest, in full disclosure, they've taken and gone from, they used to give you tons of free information on your websites. Like, for now, you'd have to have a subscription if you wanted to see what site linked in. They're moving to more of a model that charges you to do that.
Right. So
you don't get as good or as much data as you used to for free. But for traffic data, it's kind of a cool tool. Now, it's way behind. It's probably 3 to 4 months behind, because you might go, hey, I got all these videos and they're not showing up in Alexa. Number one is, if you're not doing some things to your website for Alexa, it doesn't do that, and it takes months for them to show it in there. But you just need to know you're creating backlinks. Every time you post a video to YouTube and share it on all those other places, you're creating backlinks.
Yeah.
Those backlinks, and if you look inside of YouTube, inside of the HiTech Video Pro, there's a video in there that says how to get your video indexed by Google fast. Watch that, because all you got to do is run that simple little trick. What's that take, Paul? Under 60 seconds?
At the most.
At the most. And guess what? You just opened the door to all the Google spiders like that.
Wow.
So it's inside the software. You just got to watch the video.
Okay. Will do.
And you can know that it's being indexed by Google right then and there. Amazing. And so if you create all those backlinks and you go do that little simple trick, you can know that Google's indexing your site right now. So it's really a function of the cool thing is, hey, most agents know they need to have some kind of internet presence. They just don't know how and why and where to go for that. And that's really what we are as a resource.
That video.
So when I seen this website, that's when I said, no, I got to talk to you. I knew you were smart enough to have this, and you understood that was important. You just weren't using it. That's why I said, you know what, I need to do this for you, and it'll help other people too.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
So
appreciate it.
All right, Guillermo. Hey, if you have any other questions, just shoot us an email, give me a call. You got my phone number.
Thank you, Bob. We'll do.
All right, I appreciate you doing this today, and it'll help you, and it should help out a whole bunch of other people too.
Great.
So
thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you later.